Today, I am going to be talking about natural ways to increase happiness. So, how do we increase happiness? This is something that so many people want to know. And a lot of things really come down to nutrition and some things going on in our gut. So, we'll talk about that. I'll also talk about some mindset shifts and some other lifestyle tools you can use in order to increase happiness. So the first thing you need to know is that your happiness can come from our neurotransmitters in our body. And amino acids, first off, are the building blocks of proteins, and these are essential for virtually every biological process in the body. And these amino acids are the building blocks to making the neurotransmitters. So neurotransmitters are going to be things like your dopamine and your serotonin, which are essentially our happiness chemicals. So dopamine does more than that. It also drives memory, it drives cognition, attention, learning, motor control, as well as our mood. Serotonin is another one that drives mood, but also drives our sleep, sexual function, appetite, and digestion. So if I like to think of amino acids and building blocks for neurotransmitters as if we were literally building something with blocks or Legos or bricks. You have to stack one thing on top of the other in order to get the final product at the end. So, for example, if we want to create the neurotransmitter dopamine, some of the first things you need to have are going to be the amino acids phenylalanine and tyrosine. Okay, so those are two of the building blocks. Then if you wanted to make your serotonin, you need to use the amino acid building blocks of tryptophan and 5-HTP. So those are some of the building blocks that are going to make your serotonin eventually. And the easiest way for everybody to get these amino acids is simply to consume animal protein. And this could be anything from turkey and fish to eggs and red meat. So animal proteins are the pretty much most bioavailable amino acids we can consume. They are complete proteins, so they have a wide variety of amino acids in them, so you're covering your bases. We're not going to always get all of the amino acids when it comes to plant food, so it can be more challenging to figure out how to combine things properly in order to get the right amount of amino acids. So nutritionally, that is the key. And I always tell people to aim for at least 30 grams of animal protein at every single meal. So if you're hopefully eating 3 meals per day, that's 90 grams per day. And depending on your weight, normally people should actually eat more than that. So I'm not going to get into the specifics on weight calculations, but if this is new to you of counting protein grams, then a really basic place to start is at 30 grams at each meal. The second thing that's important if you want to increase your dopamine and your serotonin is to fix your gut. So healing the gut, so important in order to create your neurotransmitters, because about 70 to 80% of our immune system lies in our gut, and most of our neurotransmitters are also produced in our gut. And so you might be eating plenty of animal protein, but you're only going to utilize what you absorb and what you digest and absorb. So if you have leaky gut, if you have low stomach acid, if you have poor digestive enzyme production, and if you have any pathogenic overgrowth in the gut, whether that's candida, parasites, other bacteria, you're not going to be able to break down your proteins efficiently or create your neurotransmitters properly. So when it comes to gut dysfunction and leaky gut, this is where I use the GI map test with all my clients to identify how is their digestion actually working. Are they producing pancreatic enzymes? What's their stomach acid like? Do they have H. pylori? Do they have parasites? Do they have bacterial overgrowth? And then I'll also do some nutrient testing and neurotransmitter testing to further look at exactly what is somebody lacking and what do they need support with exactly. And that's just, the pathogenic part is something that you do need to work with somebody for. And then healing your gut is going to comprise of taking certain supplements to help get rid of the pathogens, taking something for gut healing like L-glutamine on a daily basis. I love L-glutamine personally. It's an amino acid also. It's really great at healing the gut. Stress reduction, changing your diet to something that's anti-inflammatory. Those are all different pieces of fixing gut health. Another thing is going to be sugar. So getting rid of sugar. Sugar is something that creates a massive dopamine spike every time you consume it. And so you have like a baseline level of dopamine all the time. Everyone has a little bit different of a baseline depending upon your lifestyle. And when you eat sugar, there's this huge spike that goes up really, really high, very high dopamine. That's why we like to eat it. And then it drops though very low after you're done consuming that sugar. And because this dopamine doesn't last very long, this is what creates us to eat it again and again and again. And sugar has been found to be 8 times more addictive than cocaine. So you're getting a literal like drug addictive type response to sugar. And sugar also creates neuroinflammation, so inflammation of the brain. So if you have inflammation of the brain, you're not going to be very happy. You're going to be more depressed, more anxious. And sugar consumption increases the overgrowth of microbes, especially like candida, in the gut. So therefore, that goes back to the gut issues I just talked about. So it's best to really just focus on whole foods, cut out any processed foods, cut out drinks that contain sugar. So many people are drinking sodas or pops, energy drinks, kombuchas, all of these things that even like green juices, they're stripped of all of the fiber. There's all this sugar and fruit in there. That stuff is hitting your bloodstream immediately. Not my favorite things to drink. But anyways, cutting out all of those types of products, even looking at sauces, like ketchup has boatloads of sugar in it. It's actually really crazy how much sugar is in the traditional ketchup or traditional sauces that you're buying at the grocery store. So really taking a look at that stuff, switching to whole foods. And to be honest, you're gonna feel really terrible sometimes, not everybody, but you feel really terrible coming off of sugar because it is addictive like a drug. So prepare yourself to have possibly some headaches, maybe some fatigue, maybe not feeling your best as you're coming off of it. And you're gonna have that craving response, right? Like that addictive, I want this thing that I'm not having right now. So give yourself a couple weeks to adjust, and you'll notice the massive shift in, one, the cravings are gonna go away, and then you're gonna have a massive shift in your mood and your energy, especially sleep, digestive system, many things from switching off of sugar. So far we talked about like nutritional gut-based things. Then we have some of the mental pieces, right? How can we mentally shift into feeling happier overall? So one thing that I really, really love is gratitude journaling. And gratitude is a process that involves noticing any experiences, people, things in your life that you really, really appreciate. And if you have any kinds of issues in your life that's making you feel unhappy, as maybe even chronic health issues, this stuff can, especially health problems, can make you kind of get depressed or stuck in a negative mindset. And practicing gratitude is a powerful way to get you out of any negative self-talk patterns, rumination patterns, and out of thinking of these more challenging things that are in your life. And not only all of that I just talked about, but gratitude practices have a crazy long list of health benefits and life benefits that are backed by science. So these benefits include reduced anxiety and depression, which is really important. We're talking about happiness today. Increased self-satisfaction, increased self-awareness, stronger interpersonal relationships, a stronger immune system. Yes, gratitude practices actually boost your immune system. It reduces body aches and pains. It improves blood pressure and cardiac function. It improves your sleep quality, and it lowers levels of C-reactive protein, which is an inflammation marker that is in blood. Like, your doctor will run it and look at your C-reactive protein markers to check for inflammation levels that are associated with a wide variety of diseases and illnesses, and gratitude actually lowers that C-reactive protein. So that's pretty crazy to me. And if it's free and it's that simple, I think everybody should be doing it. So one of the easiest ways that you can practice gratitude is by keeping a journal. So you can write in a gratitude journal every day in the morning. That's a good way to start your day off on a more positive note. And simply list out 3 things that you're grateful for. But the important key to this recipe is that you have to state out why you are grateful for that thing. And this is what's going to help really elevate your emotions and release those feel-good, healing, anti-inflammatory chemicals. Because there's a big difference between just saying, yeah, I'm grateful for my family, I'm grateful for my dog, I'm grateful for my house. It doesn't really have any weight to it. But if you journal out or say, I'm grateful for my family because they provide me with love and support and purpose, and I love spending quality time with them, and and the other day we got to do X, Y, and Z together. That is so much more powerful, and you're going to really feel that and resonate with that, and push you into some of those feel-good memories that you've had with those people, for example. So doing this consistently, this gratitude practice is going to provide you with less stress, more satisfaction, more happiness, and better health overall. Okay, another one that I love is sunshine exposure. Sunshine getting into the eyes actually helps produce serotonin and dopamine. So that doesn't mean I want you to go stand outside and stare at the sun. Absolutely not. Getting outside though, and having sunshine in your face, being exposed, walking outside, not wearing sunglasses all day long. So many people wear sunglasses, and it's crazy to me because you have to get the sunshine exposure into the eyes and onto your skin without clothing and sunscreen lathered all over yourself to get vitamin D and also get serotonin and dopamine production increased. So you can very easily take some walks throughout the day to get that sunshine exposure. 10 minutes in the morning is a really good place to start, going outside, going for a morning walk. And if you can get out repetitively throughout the day, if you can get like a mid-time 10 minutes of sunshine exposure, that would be amazing, because in the midday when the sun is stronger, then you're also going to get those vitamin D benefits to the skin. So morning sun exposure, really amazing for mood. It's also amazing for your hormone production and circadian rhythm so that you sleep better at night and easier for you to wake up in the morning. Sunshine exposure in the middle of the day, also good for all that, but then also amazing for vitamin D production. And the last thing I'm going to share with you today is choosing happiness. You have to choose happiness on a daily basis. You can still goal set, right? But goal setting and wanting more out of your life because you aren't happy and thinking that those futuristic things are going to make you happy, those things will most likely never make you happy, because you have to start with where you're currently at and being grateful and thankful for where you're currently at and seeing the beauty of life around you in every single moment, even if you feel like you're in a challenging situation. Because if you think about people who maybe they think, well, if I just run a marathon, I'll be happy about my athleticism. If I just win the lottery, I'll have everything. Everything's going to be perfect and fine. If I just do this, if I just do that, if I just get a raise, everything's going to be great in my life. And most of the time, pretty much all the time, if people are relying on that, they're going to go back to the baseline level of dopamine that they have, the baseline level of happiness that they have, and the excitement fades away quickly. The dopamine levels drop down quickly after that. So you have to find what you are happy about currently and still have your goals. Like I said, still want more in life. That's important, but being happy with what you have. And you can worry and stress all day about your life mentally, all day long, but it literally does nothing good for you except decreases your immune system, decreases your digestive system performance, right? You're not digesting and absorbing your food. It wreaks havoc on your mental health. So choose to not worry about things you cannot control and that you cannot change. And just remember to choose happiness. So I hope this was helpful. As a reminder, we talked about amino acids and the importance of those, fixing your gut, getting rid of sugar, gratitude journaling, and sunshine and choosing happiness. So those are 6 really big things to help you increase your happiness, boost your dopamine, your serotonin naturally. If you have questions, drop them in the comments. Final thing, if you're like, I've done all that, or the last piece is my gut healing, or I really want to work one-on-one with someone or get support with the looking deeper into the root causes of these health problems that you may have, then you can always reach out to me. We can jump on a Zoom call and we can chat about the possibility of running some of these labs on you, and getting you a customized plan and getting you to optimal health. So thank you guys so much.